What's going on, YouTube? Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing. It is Monday, and I've already busted one hose. But it's been a good day so far. We've got 5 jobs on the books today. I just finished one. The guys are working on a large driveway and pool deck. Then they are splitting up. Our lead tech, who is now back from his vacation, thank goodness, is doing a driveway, and then my business partner is doing some decking, and then they're going to do a oil spill we have been contracted with Amwaste, and we handle all their oil spills, which luckily their trucks spill a lot of hydraulic fluid and oil, and we have a contract with them, and they keep us pretty busy. So we go around to different driveways in Birmingham and clean up oil and hydraulic stains. So, and it happens a lot, probably once or twice a week. So it's been a nice contract for us. But what I want to talk about today is I've had some people ask me about Downstream Injectors, different nozzles. So I'm going to make a video just kind of explaining how a Downstream Injector works, the components of a Downstream Injector, like the spring and the little bead inside. I will say this: if your Downstream Injector stops pulling chemical, it's either because the arrow, the flow of your SH is either facing the wrong way, or that little BB, that little bead in there is stuck, and that happens when it gets rusty in there. So at the end of every job, I get some WD-40. I just shoot a couple sprays in there, and it'll loosen those beads and keep that spring nice and lubricated so it doesn't rust. So that's what I do. In my little box back here, I've got about 3 or 4 different beads, extras and then some springs from old injectors. And I just keep that back there because the springs break, the ball gets worn out. You can actually keep some sandpaper in your truck, and you can rub the edges off those beads, the rust and stuff, and they're good to go. So I will explain that, show you guys. I'll show you the different nozzles that I use. I have a 4 gallon per minute J-rod, 8 gallon per minute J-rod. I have a M5 twist. I just ordered a new Davis shooter tip. I have X-Jet nozzles, and I use them on different occasions, but I will show you what they look like, what they do, when do I use them, how they operate, and we'll go from there. And I'll show you my setup with downstreaming. I have a bypass system on my truck, and we downstream a lot. I use the 1.8 injectors, which pull a little bit hotter. And when it gets in the middle of summer, I'll probably swap over to like a 2.1 or 2.3. But in the the winter months, spring was still kind of cool, I'll sling the 1.8 on there, and we'll wash with that. So another thing I want to talk about, guys, is one thing that I have done a really bad job of this year, because I'm just really ambitious, and I'm really bad at telling people no. But you've got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your body. You got to take care of your mental state, and you just got to take care of yourself. And this busy season, I'll say this: it's only June, and I feel like I normally do at the end of busy season, like going into September, like just because we've done so much already. Like we are way ahead of last year's numbers, and we're having, like, residentially we're way ahead, commercially we're about the same. Commercially still good, but we're not really growing at the pace that I really wanted us to, but it's still good. I'm still happy with where we're at commercially, but the residential book this year has exploded. And it's only going to get better because of the annual packages that I've been offering, and people have really liked those, and they've already signed up for next year. So that's been great. But back to taking care of yourself, guys. Like, there's a word that you'll eventually have to learn as you grow and you scale and you start, you know, having minimums and jobs that you enjoy and want to do. And that word is no. All right. Like, I don't say yes to every job, mainly the last minute jobs that are not very well paying. You know, if I'm going to show up last minute, like my minimum is $500. Like, if you can't pay me that last minute, then I'm not going to do it. You know, if I'm going to show up on a weekend, minimum of $750. And those are my numbers. And if they don't like it, then I'm not working for them. So I'm not going to stress out, wear my body out to make anything less than $500 during the week. I'm not going to leave my family and wear myself out even more for less than $750 on the weekends. And that's just where we're at in our business, you know. So that doesn't have to be your number, but that's ours. But I've just worn myself out. You know, given our tech has been out of town 2 weeks out of the month of May, and this has been the busiest month in our May was the busiest month in ICPW history. I mean, we've just been going and going and going. I've been saying yes to a lot of jobs. I've been saying no to a lot of jobs. But on Friday, I had to go home early because I pulled something the very top of my back up into my neck, and I could not move. And it gave me like really bad headaches. I don't know what I did or when I did it, but thank goodness for BioFreeze. And just taking a leave. And man, I gotta do a better job of taking care of myself, because I'm really bad about going and going and going and going, and just to make more money and just to do what I need to do. But you gotta take care of yourself, guys. You want to go home in the same condition as when you got to work. All right. And I do think being safe and not overdoing it is important. So I'm really looking forward to making the video on going over some equipment for you guys. You know, the Downstream Injectors, you know, a lot of you guys don't downstream. I think it's the most simple way to do a house wash. It's so effective, and they're simple to replace. I'm not a gas roof pump guy. The seals, like we've used the AR-45s, we've used the Comets, and the seals go bad. I just don't have time to fix those, and I don't have time to flush out every machine. You know, I don't have time, and I enjoy the 12-volt system. I enjoy X-jetting. I enjoy downstreaming, and those are what we do, and we get things done. I mean, and efficiently. So that's what we do, and I love downstreaming. I have a bypass system on my truck, like I mentioned, and it works very well. That's the last thing I want to talk about, and you know, next time you see me, we'll go over some equipment. You know, my competitors, they'll add me on Facebook, and I'll get to know them. And I'm real big on having allies. Like, I don't see competitors as enemies unless you choose to be my enemy. You know, I'm going to be open-minded. Like, I'll help you out. Like, I've helped a lot of people out here in Birmingham, and I'm happy to do so, because I want my competitors to show up to these houses and know how to price and know how to do the job right. Because that's going to keep the market strong, or it's going to weaken it. So I'm happy to help people. That's no problem. But they've added me to some of these Facebook wash groups, and I left them a while ago because of the same reasons I just left them again. There's just a lot of bad information. Guys who have been washing for a year thinking they know everything, and guys in there bragging about what they make in a month. I'm just like, why are you bragging? Like, you're losing all your credibility. Like, no one cares what you make. To, like, you don't know it all. You've been washing a year, you know. Man, I've been washing for the past year, and this is how I do things. This is how you should. I'm just like, dude, look, see ya. So be careful in those wash groups, guys. And, you know, I mentioned this before, you know, guys use these groups to ask how to price things. That is the worst way to figure out how to price jobs, because you've got guys in the South, you know, asking guys up north, over in California, all over the country how to price. Dude, price points are different all over the country. Why are you asking people all over the country? Like, you're going to get so many variations of price points that you're going to be more confused after you ask the question. It's up to you to do your market research and find a good medium point in your pricing, and then you can adjust it to go up or down. Okay, I've always said 15 cents per square foot is a great starting place. Anything below that, I don't think you're making a whole lot of money. So I will say that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that's a great starting price per square foot, 15 cents. There's probably guys up north or East Coast or West Coast that are laughing at that, but we're down here in the South. Cost of living is not like over there. So that's for you guys to figure out. Just be careful who you listen to in these Facebook groups. So I think that's it, guys. I go on little rants sometimes because I just get frustrated when you guys are trying to learn, and you get in these groups and these guys on there they want to be heard and they want to look cool and they want to sound cool because they took a course or they're just regurgitating a whole bunch of just bad information. If you guys really want to learn, get on YouTube and watch YouTube videos, whether it's my channel or someone else's. I think Joe Deary's channel, going back to the beginning of his journey, will be a great channel. I think Mike, the Fresh Rinse, I think he's a great one to go watch. Those two guys, they're older, they're wise, they know how to build business, they do good work, they're fun to watch, and they're happy to answer your questions too. I am too. So if you guys don't want to follow my channel, those are two guys that I highly recommend. But anyways, guys, I am about to go stretch and get in the sauna, and then go knock out another job. And also, life update. We bought a house. So they accepted our offer and we are new homeowners. So the next 2 months, moving and selling our current house is about to be crazy. But with that being said, I'm gonna try my best to give you guys some good content. Look forward to me going over some equipment, specifically the Downstream Injector. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, and be careful who you listen to in these Facebook groups. Scott Lett, Iron City Power Washing.